than you are due. But don't let your good get in the way of your better. Believe it, see it, work it out, and it will come to you. You got your good, go get your better. And it'll come to you. You got your good, go get your better. You gotta believe it. You gotta see it. You gotta work it out. And it'll come to you. Thank you.
Well, it is my great honor to introduce to you all this morning Reverend Toni Boehm. And Toni, there's so many things I could say wonderful about Toni. We had a fantastic experience yesterday with Toni helping to facilitate us really looking at the energy and the focus of our mission, vision, and values for Unity in the heart of Austin and where we're going from here. And we're going to hear more about that as she speaks. But Toni is the regional representative for Unity Worldwide Ministries, and she's also a regional consultant for the ministries in the region of Unity Worldwide Ministries. She was with Unity Worldwide Ministries for 25 years. Did I understand that right? 20? Unity World Headquarters for 25 years. She was the head of the Unity Ministerial Program for many years. I don't know exactly how many. She has done consulting work in major organizations and probably, I don't know how many churches in our Unity movement. Over 300 in our Unity movement. And we're in for a very, very special treat this morning with Reverend Toni. So we're going to invite her up in a little bit. I want to know a little bit about her before she came up. So thank you.
Good morning. So apropos. I mean, don't let your good get in the way of your better. You've had a great vision and mission up until now. And now we're going to have something perhaps even better. So let's look at it. So today's lesson is entitled Living the Vision. Living the Vision. And you know, when we're on purpose spiritually, the universe conspires, literally conspires to support us. That's the way this field of energy, Mr. Fillmore called it substance. Quantum physics calls it the unified field of consciousness. It works like that. It works to conspire to support you as you are working to be in alignment with it. And that's what we did yesterday. We created a space for new alignment for this ministry. A consultant named Roy Oswald, who works for Alban Institute, Tony's aware of him, he says there's nothing more potent than a group of people who hold a vision in common. Who hold a vision in common. And that's why it's important every 5 years or so to re-look at the vision, the mission, the core values. Because if you've really been working and growing and expanding, they do come to an end, and it's time to bring forth something new. So this weekend, we worked with about, 17 people. If you're here, would you stand up? Give these people a hand. They were the critical mass that really brought about this new energy, this new vibration, this new vision and mission that we're going to be looking at. And so as we stand here right now, we're at a choice point moment because it's letting go of the old. And I wrote a book called The Power of Be. And in that book, I talk about choice point moments and where they lead us and what it takes when we're at those moments. So in The Power of Be, I talk about the Indiana Jones movie. Do you remember when he was being chased by the marauders through the cave and he came to the abyss? And he didn't know what he was going to do. Oh my God, I think it might be over, you know? And he went, no, I know there's something. And something guided him to lean down, pick up some sand and throw it over the abyss. And steps appeared. And he walked on the steps, through sand, walked on the steps, through sand, and he got across to the other side, and he was safe. Well, that's what happens at choice points moments. They're faith moments. They're moving forward moments. They're letting go of the good for the better. But we have to be willing to say yes. And yes is your empowerment system. Yes is your energetic source. It's what you say yes to, is what will be given to you as you walk and breathe and move within this substance. So historically, vision, mission, and core values have been done in the boardroom. And the board would, a few little people would create a vision, mission, and they would come out and say to the people, "Are you excited? Here it is." And the people go, "I guess so." But days are changing in ministry. And now we know that to truly have a vision, mission, and core values, it must be organic. It must rise up through the people. It must allow the people to be a part of it, because otherwise it will become stagnant. But when it's part of the people, there's a sense of ownership, an ownership to it. And even if you weren't there yesterday, we're going to make sure you have a part and a piece in that ownership. Charles Fillmore says, the co-founder of Unity, seeing God as the foundation of all, the source of all, the substance of all, seeing the good, the true, the beautiful everywhere. In this manner is the eye single and vision perfected. And that's what vision and mission does. It creates a single focus for us to move forward with. And in Proverbs, and I love to bring in the Bible, because the Bible is the story of our soul evolution. The story, friends, is right there. If we have eyes to see how the story unfolds, our own soul evolution. And early on it says in Proverbs, hold on, let me go back to where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. So we're told early on, be intentional. With whatever you're creating, be intentional with how you're creating it. And then in the Christian Testament, we have this master teacher named Jesus. And the master teacher gave us many, many lessons, one of which was he had a strong vision. He had a strong vision that he came to teach us, and his vision was that everybody would know and realize that the kingdom of heaven was within. The kingdom of heaven was within. And when you find that space of the I am, when you can identify with the I am, when you know that that's the dominant vibration that lives throughout your being, that it is the Spirit of God moving through you as who you be, you'll never want to play small again. And you'll do it with the ego in check. You'll do it through the ego in check. So Jesus had a vision. The kingdom of heaven is within. So it is the Christ within. It is the Spirit within that does the work. Not I. Not I. And we take that out and we see that for the world. And Jesus had a unique mission. And his mission was, these things I do, that we would know that these things I do, you can do also. So uniquely, he was sharing with us every time he did a healing, every time he did a miracle. He was sharing with us, these things I do, you can do also, because the kingdom of heaven is within you, because you are so living the vision that the mission becomes unique as to how you do those things in the world. And so he left a legacy. This master teacher left a legacy for us. And my own mission statement for life I've known for 25 years. And I am so clear that everything I do in regards to going out with the work that I do, I weigh. Every book I write, and I've written many books, every book I write, every CD I create, every talk I give is weighed against this mission. I am a midwife for the birthing of the soul's remembrance. And is everything I'm doing birthing the soul's remembrance in someone? Is it awakening, stirring that Spirit of God that I am? Because the I am is ever present. And how do we know? I want to show you how we know, friends. Put your hand up like this. Put your other hand up like this. Now go like this. What do you feel? You feel your pulse, right? But it's not your pulse. It's not your pulse. It's the pulse of the living presence of God, the living presence of Spirit, the living presence of the I Am that uniquely conceived you and made you and imbued in you your own unique mission of how you are to show up in the world, how you are to be in sacred service. So yesterday, we did a vision, mission, and core values. We're going to start with the vision. And I'm going to say the vision for you, and then I'm going to, well, we'll wait until after we just do that, and then I'll tell you where we're going to go with it. So if we could have, so yesterday, this group of 17 people came together, and if we could have the vision, please. Centered in spirit, we honor all by celebrating a world transformed by love. This is the new vision. A vision is so big that you can't live into it without the Spirit of God supporting you living into it. And you may never get it accomplished because it's so big, but you know that it's there, overarching everything. Centered in spirit, we honor all by celebrating a world transformed by love. This is good, but guess what? Here's what we know truly with the spiritual teachings. It starts first in consciousness. So are you ready to hear in consciousness what you signed up for from a metaphysical perspective? Yes? Yes. Okay. Centered in spirit. Everything begins at the source. God is the source of all. So that when we are centered, when we are one, when we are together in one accord as they were in Acts, when Jesus said to them, go be together and the Holy Spirit will come. Centered in spirit, moving through you as a living energy. Centered in spirit. We honor all. We, again, together, one accord. Honor. What does honor mean? Honor metaphysically, because all this came from Charles Fillmore. I just went straight to Fillmore to find out what's the metaphysical interpretation. What are you saying, Mr. Fillmore, about what's going on? And honor means to hold in high esteem. To hold in high esteem, to see, to respect, to see and respect. And who are you seeing and respecting? All. Not just people, all. Trees, the planet, the universe, the people, the energy, all. We're respecting all of it. Breathe that in. How big is that? Did you have any clue that's what you were really creating yesterday? Yeah, they did. We had a lot of conversation. And how do we do this? We do this by celebrating. By celebrating. Now, this means present tense, friends, already done. We're seeing the vision already accomplished. By celebrating a world, again, a world, the whole thing, everyone participating, a global community, the world transformed. And transformed means to see beyond, to see across, to see anew. It means to shift, to change. And that's what you have to do to take on a new vision. You have to shift and change. And how are you going to do all this? By divine love. By divine love. Not just love that we know, that conditioned love. But divine love, that's one of the 12 powers, that's that place of the heart, that really is the place of integration, the space of the Christ, that truly is about being together. Mr. Fillmore says that love is the pure essence of being that binds together the whole universe in divine harmony. We heard that harmony this morning, in divine harmony. So you have a vision in which you are up to really big things. Yes, yes. And so we hold a vision. The vision is about a dream, a wish, a vision so big for that this community can hold for the world. Then the next question becomes, how do we uniquely, as a spiritual community, live into it? How do we uniquely, as a spiritual community, live into it? And here is the mission. We inspire people to awaken to the divine within through spiritual teachings, heart connections, prayer, and sacred service. We inspire people to awaken to the divine within through spiritual teachings, heart connections, prayer, and sacred service. I'm going to have you repeat these with me in just a few moments. But first, now, I want to metaphysically show you what you're up to. You ready? Yes. We, together, one accord. Inspire, because we're awakened. Because the Spirit of God is moving through us. And the only way you can inspire anybody else is as the Spirit of God is moving through you, as you are using your unique talents and gifts. You're the inspiration, the breath of God in place. We inspire people, anyone who comes through this door, anyone that we reach out to in outreach, to awaken. We inspire to awaken, to call forth the presence of God within ourselves, within each other, to awaken to the divine within. Again, to that I am, to that presence of God, that Spirit, alive and moving through us. This is big, friends. You're up to big things. You've taken a big bite. You've taken a big bite. We inspire people to awaken to the divine within through spiritual teachings. You can go anywhere. You can go to college and get taught. But we're talking spiritual teachings. We're talking the teachings that hold something that can transform us in new ways in all different venues. And then we're saying heart connections. The heart connections, the welcoming that you do, the reaching out one to one, heart to heart, joy to joy, seeing the Christ at the core, the essence, knowing that you've met a kindred soul, that in itself will awaken you. Heart connections. The Christ, the place where the Christ energy arises from, Mr. Fillmore says. And prayer. Communion with God, Mr. Fillmore says. He also says that it is accelerated mind action. Prayer is accelerated mind action, that when you are in a state of prayer, which includes meditation, and when you're in that state of prayer, you're in alignment with that substance, with that field, with that divine energy. And it ends with sacred service, because if you don't put it into action, the fifth principle, it doesn't go anywhere. Sacred service, how do we take it out into the world? How does this community uniquely, and you'll have to figure that out, how do you uniquely take it out into the world? And then we ask a question. So that's the mission. That's the exciting mission that you have come up with. And then we ask a question about, so what is it that this ministry values? What does it hold as standards? You know, the kings used to have a standard bearer on a horse, and it would carry the flag of what the king stood for. So what do you stand for? And we call those today core values, the qualities. There's the walk you talk and the talk you walk. And the community came up with 6 core values. And those core values are unity of the heart of Austin, are 5. Transforming, spirit-led, inspiring, loving, and joyous. Those are wonderful core values. Wonderful core values. And now what will happen with these is there's going to be a team. That team is going to be put together to define each of these words in one sentence as to what it uniquely means for Unity of the Heart of Austin. Then it will go to the board. And they'll also put 3 actionable behaviors. 3 actionable behaviors that when you walk into Unity of Austin, this is how you'll know it's transforming. This is how you'll know it's transforming lives. This is how you'll know it's spirit-led. This is how you'll know it's inspiring. And then those 3 actions will become part of the membership classes. And then people will be invited in to say, this is the level we play at. Is this the level you want to play at? Because if it is, we welcome you here. We really want you to be involved because we're going to be, we are the leading edge of consciousness. And so it is. So in your packet is a piece of paper, and everybody needs a pen. But if you need a pen, raise your hand. Does everybody have the insert? Okay, we have some over here with the pens. All right, so before we write anything, let us say together. So let's say it together. We'll start with a vision. We'll say it together, and then what I want to ask you to do is to just say it and close your eyes, and really lean into, on a scale of 1 to 10, what energy does this hold for you? And if it's any less than an 8, put a comment. And we will look at every comment, and we will see, because we did a lot of work yesterday. It might be that your comment was something we already rolled in, a thought we rolled in from yesterday. So if you see that nothing's been changed, know your comment was already something that we had talked about, but we really want you to be part of being able to put your input in. And yesterday was a lot about giving and negotiating and surrendering and moving our stakes. And so it was a good day for soul growth. Good day. All right, so together, let us say the vision. Centered in spirit, we honor all by celebrating a world transformed by divine love. Breathe it in. Centered in spirit, we honor all by celebrating a world transformed by divine love. When you're ready, mark your number in the right-hand column. Okay, you got it? All right. So now, we're going to go to mission. I'll say it first, we'll say it together. We inspire people to awaken to the divine within through spiritual teachings, heart connections, prayer, and sacred service. Together. We inspire people to awaken to the divine within through spiritual teachings, heart connections, prayer, and sacred service. Breathe it in. Place your number. We don't do anything with the core values. The core values stay as they are. So, would you please pass your papers in to the center, please? And we will have the ushers collect them. And you can give the pens back too. Okay, sounds great. Here's 2 more down here. Okay, very good. Everybody hand them in. All right, so in conclusion, I love to use this story. Christopher Wren, the famous architect who built many cathedrals in Europe, Christopher Wren, when he was creating, knew exactly what it was that he was creating, because it wasn't about Christopher Wren. It was about something bigger, something greater. And he would often be found going around talking to the people working on the cathedral to see if they had caught the vision of what was really happening here. And in one cathedral that he was building, and he went up to the first bricklayer and he said, "What are you doing?" And the bricklayer says, "What does it look like I'm doing? Laying bricks, get this job done." "Ah," Christopher Wren said. He goes to the second one and he says, "What are you doing here?" And the man said, "I'm working to feed my family. This is really important. I really want to do this because my family needs fed." Christopher Wren says, ah. And he goes to the third one and he says, "And what are you doing here?" And the third man looks at him and said, "I am building a cathedral to the glory of God. I am building a cathedral to the glory of God." And so when we say, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here at Unity of the Heart of Austin?" What are you doing? You now have a vision that is so clear. You now have a mission that is so clear that you can now be building a cathedral to the glory of God as you catch and move forward with your vision. And the question is, are you willing and ready to move forward? And if so, please give me a yes. Yes. God bless you all. Thank you. And so we just breathe and allow ourselves to fall deeper into that heart space. Here in the heart space, we meet that Christ consciousness. So if there's anything that you've come with, any concerns or worries, regardless, whether it's about peace of mind, financial, health, answers to questions, I just invite you, as the master teacher taught us in Matthew, just put them aside. Lay them on the side before you enter. Lay them on that altar before you enter in. And as you enter in, I invite you to prepare for an experience of meditation, a sound and vibrational experience using the ancient words of the master teacher from the Lord's Prayer, but in his original language, the sound and vibrational language, the second oldest language in the world, containing encoded vibrations that go down into your cellular memories to break up any crystallized thought. So I just invite you into that place of receptivity as we listen and surrender the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic. Abun the Bashmea Nith Kaddish Shemak Tete Melkuta Nahwe Seviana Af Baraha Havlan Lakma Desun Kanan Yamana Osh Buklan Halbain Waktahin. Wahala Wetashbata Matol de Lahe Malkuta Wahala وتشبكها لألام آمين آمين. متولي هي ملكوتا وهيلا وتشبكتا لألام آمين آمين لألام آمين آمين. متولي هي ملكوتا وهيلا وتشبكتا لألام آمين آمين لألام آمين آمين. And so it is, and so it shall be, and so it ever will be. It is done. Amen.